Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I want to show you another event that I decorated this past summer. So if you watched my last video, I was setting up a balloon backdrop for a sorority. I actually decorated two events for this sorority. So in this video, I'm going to show you the first event that I decorated. Now, make sure you stay tuned to the end of the video because I have to tell you everything that went wrong. All right, so let's get started. The first thing that I'm going to do is start blowing up my balloons. This is the first time that I'm using this color. This is by Sempertex. It's one of their new colors. They just came out with a bunch of pearl colors. This one is Silk Cream Pearl. I really like the way that this looks, and I'm really curious to see how this color is going to hold up. So now I'm just going to finish blowing up my balloons. All right, so now I am at Home Depot picking out a paint color for my backdrop. So whenever I pick out a paint color, I bring an extra balloon so that I can match the balloon to the paint color. So we have a pearl balloon color here. I'm looking at these white colors. They have a bunch of different white paint colors. So these look good, but they actually have some neutral colors here at the bottom. So let me just take a step back. Do you see these neutral colors down here? And look, there's one color that already says pearl. This one, let me just look at the balloon, take the balloon. Yep. So this is the color that I'm going to go with. It's not an exact shade, but I like the way this looks. Now I also need some spray paint because I'm going to put a sign on this backdrop and I need to pick out a paint color. I'm just taking my balloon and my paint color and putting it up against these spray paints so I can see which one matches best. And this is the process that I go through every time I am at Home Depot picking out a color. So this event is at a hotel. And if you've never set up at a hotel, I want to take you through the unloading process. So this is their loading dock. You have to park in the loading dock and then you have to walk through this basement area just to get through to the elevators. So now we'll have to take an elevator up to the room where we're setting up. And we have to sit here and wait for the elevator. These elevators are busy because the hotel employees are using these as well. So we're just standing here, just waiting on the elevator so we can bring our decorations up, right? And so as you can see, we're sharing the elevator with someone who works here, and then we're going all the way up to the rooftop. All right, guys. So this is the balloon backdrop, but honestly, it's not done. I just had to finish up as quickly as possible because there was a miscommunication about what time the event started. So we are going to talk about that. I just wanted to show you the setup. This is the backdrop. This is the welcome sign that I created. I just put some balloons behind the welcome sign as quickly as I can because people were literally walking in and I was being ushered out. So I wanted to come back and take pictures of my balloon backdrop after the event was over. But when I came back, this is what my backdrop looked like. All the flowers were on the floor and they had already taken all the balloons off of the backdrop. All right, guys. So that was the event. That was my decorations. There was so much going on in that room that I had to just cut the camera. I had to stop recording because it was just so much going on. Let me give you a little bit of a background. So, when I was setting up for this event, there were so many other people in that room that were setting up with me. So, the catering team was in there setting up. The photographer was setting up. There was a photo booth person in there setting up. I was trying to set up the decorations. There were people from the sorority that were also in there setting up. So there were a lot of people in a really small area. And I personally felt like we were all on top of each other. Okay. Now, for this event, I worked with an event planner. Now, that event planner was in charge of the layout. They were in charge of the timeline. They were in charge of overseeing all of the other vendors. The thing is that the event planner wasn't there. So, unfortunately, there was a delay with her flight, so she wasn't able to get there in time for the setup. So, we were all pretty much trying to manage everything on our own. Okay. Now, here's the thing, I will say this as an event planner, it will help us, the people who are decorating your event, right? I just want to give a tip to all the event planners. If you can, please stagger your vendors. That would have really helped me with this event because it seemed like everybody arrived at the same time to set up. And here's the thing, we were at a hotel. And with hotels, you can typically get in there first thing in the morning. Okay. So you don't necessarily have to have everybody come at the same time. So that is one huge lesson learned with this event. Whenever I'm working with an event planner, I will be asking them going forward, who are the other vendors that are going to be in the room setting up, because I would like to get in there before everybody else, okay? And if you are an event planner, please stagger your vendors so that they all have their individual time and space to be able to set up, especially if you're setting up in a really tight space. So, another thing with this event, I was under the impression that the event started at 6. But guess what? There were people showing up at 4:30. Literally, there are people who were showing up at 4:30 and they were just walking up to the balloon backdrop trying to take pictures. Mind you, I'm in the middle of setting up the balloon backdrop. And so when people started showing up at 4:30, I was completely confused because I'm thinking to myself, if the event doesn't start until 6, why are people showing up at 4:30, right? An hour and a half early. So then by 5 o'clock, the head of the sorority came down and she was practically welcoming people into the room. So here's the thing, I just want this to be a lesson learned for you. Whenever you're setting up an event and you're working with an organization on a conference or a workshop or a seminar or something like that, don't ask them when does the event start. You want to ask them, when are they opening the doors? When can the guests come into the event and start sitting down? Because here's the thing, I think that event did start at 6, but the doors opened at 5. And so that's the reason why there were people showing up at 4:30. Because if you set up events, there's always people that come a half an hour early. So this event was one of my hardest events of 2025 because when I look back on the amount of setup time that I had for this event, guys, I only had like 45 minutes to set up this event. Because remember, the unloading process took us over an hour. So it took us over an hour to get that loading dock, get up those elevators, get all the decorations up to the rooftop. Then I had to move my car after that, or I'm sorry, I had to move my truck after that. So by the time the unloading was done and I was actually able to focus on the decorations, I only had 45 minutes before people were coming in. And I literally had to rush and take all of my pictures and take all of my videos. Like I was trying to get as much as I can before they were pretty much ushering me out of the room. I'm telling you, these events definitely were challenging for me. All right, guys. So enough about that event. If you have any questions on any of the decorations that I used, make sure you check the description of this video. And then also check my website because I have some new classes that are coming out, which I'm super excited. They are going to teach you how to decorate like a pro. All right. So if you have any other questions, please let me know. And I'll see you in my next video.